My good friends at Modern Metal Songwriter have released the new update for the Clairvoyant guitar plugin, and it contains a few very useful new features, which are the compressor, the pitch shifter, and the EQ. So today, let's just go in and experiment with this, as I haven't played around with this yet. Let's do it. Disclaimer: I'm not affiliated with Modern Metal Songwriter. I know the guys, I respect them, we're mates, and I have received the free license for the plugin for reviewing it, but otherwise, that's it. I'm not affiliated, and these are my honest and open first impression thoughts of this plugin. So let's go and check out the update now. Listen to the results in the mix. Spectacular. Exactly what I would be looking for. The tone is consistent, it is maintained, the low end is maintained, it is tight, nothing jumps out, and it is not overly compressed, but it is compressed just enough to give that modern tone. Hey, I'm Dr. Mike Trubetskov, the mad scientist of metal, and I'm here to bring valuable information on modern metal production, recording and mixing. So mate, please like and subscribe to my channel to not miss out the content. Let's go. Let's dive into the example straight away, shall we? This is Overcoming, the Overcoming project, and although this song isn't exactly modern, it is still a valid example of how Clairvoyant can help us get good sounds straight away. And look, the philosophy behind Clairvoyant and the philosophy that I share a lot with the creators of the plugin is that this is a plugin designed to get you going with the sound pretty much straight away with minimal tweaking. It has a good starting point tone, and it allows to achieve your modern tone very fast so that you do not get distracted and you get to songwriting and performing straight away. I love this philosophy because I feel like you guys can relate when you are in the tweak fest. You spend all the time trying to just find the sound, and then all of your cool musical ideas evaporate. That's not cool. I am a big believer in a philosophy where one splits the two stages of production, which is music songwriting and tone production. And this plugin, Clairvoyant, allows you to exactly do that, which I respect a lot. So, let's listen to this fragment here, just the chorus, and listen to the guitars, which are the original guitars first. Do not sound bad to me, but to be honest, as this is my music and I mixed it about a year ago, I struggled fitting these guitars in the mix. These are done through my custom audio amplifiers. A bit harsh, a bit boomy on the low end. I like the mids, I like the tone, but it required a lot of work to fit in the mix, and to be honest, to this day I'm still not 100% happy with the outcome. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you mix your own music. So now, let's just slap the default Clairvoyant here on the DIs and see how it sounds, right? Is it default? Well, it's tilted. I find the default settings of Clairvoyant to be a touch bright to my taste, so I just tilt it a bit, and then it becomes less bright, and then I just choose a different IR. And that's really it. Everything else is default. Let's check it out. Well, this sounds really, really good and full to me, and I really like the top end openness and kind of sponginess that it provides. That's the modern characteristics to me, and it's important to achieve this tone, which is great. But also, it requires some work, especially the low end and the low mids are kind of flabby, and that's what the new features of Clairvoyant will come very handy for. So let's see what we can achieve by applying these new things, okay? Solo one of the tracks. So there's a frequency which I don't like, which is somewhere in here. How do I disable the EQ? Well, this sounds significantly better, but there is no bypass button, at least not that I can find it straight away, so I'm struggling to make a fair comparison. However, this EQ is easy to use, it's fast, and it is effective, and it is built in. Obviously cut 4K, I mean, mate, if you don't do it, then you just, myself in the past, you mess up the mixes. This is good. And now we also got the compressor, which seems to be a representation of a diode bridge compressor, like a Chandler compressor, and actually the audioscape compressor that I have in my studio, and I find it amazing for guitars. Let's see what this can bring to the tonal source of this guitar track. So this compressor allows you to do pre or post, and especially for modern music, for low-tuned guitars, pre-amp compression is very, very feasible to achieving a tight and full and consistent tone. So this is something that we do not overlook. This compressor here reacts subtly and transparently, and also adds some weight and fatness. So I really, really appreciate its behavior, and it's actually hard to overcook it and go wrong. But you can also do a post compression. Which gives a different tone, so you compress post amp. In this instance I would keep a pre-compression, particularly because the song is just in drop C, it's not too low, it doesn't need that extreme tightening, but in other instances I would actually use both, so see what you prefer better. So let's now drop this same parameter on the other track and listen to the results in the mix, right? Spectacular. Exactly what I would be looking for. The tone is consistent, it is maintained, the low end is maintained, it is tight, nothing jumps out, and it is not overly compressed, but it is compressed just enough to give that modern tone. And You have seen that it took me only a couple of seconds to move those buttons, to move these parameters and just get that tone. It's hard to go wrong with those parameters, and I, again, respect it so much. It is just plain cool. So my only criticism and critique is, please add bypass button for the EQ, as it is hard to judge which frequencies were taken out and if this result is actually better or not. Or maybe I haven't found it, and otherwise it slaps. Let's take a look at the pitch shifter now as well, right? Where are we? This section here. Sounds sick. For pitch shifters, I find they can be quite difficult to dial in, as they either impact the tone too much or introduce a lot of artifacts. This one seems quite rather accurate, considering I dropped the pitch 9 steps, a lot, almost the full octave. Doesn't introduce too many artifacts. There were a few, but not many, and I mean, just don't play in drop C, mate. It's freaking old already. Like, go get 7 string, and that's the advice I'm giving to myself in the past. And it just gives what you want. So, yet another useful feature to have. To sum up, the new update for Clairvoyant has brought up new features which are useful and complement this plugin even better and allow you to achieve the modern tone even faster. Good compression. Really, really good. I really appreciate that, and actually I find it simpler than using an 1176 or another plugin. Good EQ, although bypass would be appreciated, and really, really high quality pitch shifter. So, again, I'm not affiliated with the guys, I'm not making any money, but I find that this is my job to give an update on a great plugin that I find valuable for the task it is designed for, and the task is make music fast. So, if you are looking to not just be swamped in your tone game, but come up with good riffs and ideas fast, this is a plugin for you. I'm Dr. Mike Tubetskov, thank you for checking this video out, and until next time, rock on.